Hello and welcome to BonBonB Builds a Map for the very last time. I'm BonBonB. You're very welcome. Ooh, a little bit wheezy again, been running around up and downstairs and just finished work and took my shoes off, wanted to sit down, do a bit of work to my final ever map. Work in progress, very early stages. If you look at this and you go, ooh, ow, ooh, that hurts my head. It should do because it's very early stages. Hi to the chat. Hi, Gabrielle. Good to have you there. Bon, yeah, that's me. Hello from Bolivia. Bon. Sorry, yes. Bon, whichever. As long as it's not too rude, I will respond. Thanks, Diego. Finally, you catch the stream. You're about to play Cities Skylines. Well, maybe you should. Maybe you should do that as well. Hi, Alley Cat, Lord of the Loons, is in the house. Hi. The final look back, it was fun watching. Oh, yeah. That top 100 countdown. What amazing maps. I mean, obviously, there wasn't a single bad map amongst them. I think the winner was possibly a little bit of a surprise to some, but to get that sort of score tells you just how good it was at the time it was released. There was no adjusting the scores or anything like that to say more modern maps can have an advantage or anything like that. It was just take the scores as they were voted at the time, and still an excellent map. Yes, I still think Revelstoke is a better map personally. I would go with Revelstoke over it, but it's still a very strong map. You can have a good time on it no matter what. In terms of gameplay, possibly for gameplay a little bit better than Revelstoke. Don't let Bringer hear me say that. Anyway, hi. Yes, we are in the map editor. Probably about three and a half hours worth of work in this so far, something like that. Fantasy map. Going to have the mountains around the outside. There's the mountains on the left. I've started working on the shapes of these. Mountains on the right I haven't touched at all. The last stream, was that this morning? I don't remember. Got the river going up the valley here. I put some S-bends into it. Previously it was just a straight line. There's a lot of things in here which are placeholders, right? So if you joined me prior to the last stream, this stream here was literally a straight line. Placeholder. I knew I wanted the river down here. Didn't want to mess around. Even now, I look at this and I look at the curves in the rivers, like this little oxbow lake. I think there's room for improvement for this. These are going to be worked and edited. There's a lot of work and edit to go. All of this is just getting things. And the what I'm calling my fallopian lakes, I'll let you work out why I think they're my fallopian lakes. But yeah, the fallopian lakes here again, they're going to need different shapes. And there's plenty, I say, placeholders. It's placeholders all. What I want to do right now, though, because this is the one part of the map that just doesn't quite have any magic for me at the moment. The original plan was for there to be waterfalls coming down here. Haven't done the waterfalls to come. So what I'm thinking is if we can have this waterfall here, maybe have an extended ridge coming out this way, so we get a smaller waterfall coming off of this drop, and then force it. Thanks, Mr. Motorbike. Force it to come and drop off this way, and maybe have another spawn point for the waterfall over here as well, so that this ledge, or maybe just have a single spawn point up there. Do we need the water to? Kind of like the idea of the water creeping around. Or maybe I'll extend. Here we go. Here's my thought. How about, instead of creeping the water all the way around, because I think it might be a bit contrived to creep all the way around. If I go with a larger brush, just to, if we make this into more of a lake, that kind of shape there, that will now fill in. Simulation's on pretty slow, so it'll do that in its own time. But yeah, I think something like this kind of shape here will tie this in, maybe even creep it. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Maybe even creep it around the corner a little bit into that kind of shape. So that's, we'll then hopefully tie that in with, oh, there we go. Maybe if we do a lake around here, which can be fed by another waterfall coming out the side of the mountain, out the side of here. I think we can go with that. So let's get the spawn on the edge of the cliff. Way too big. Way too big. Maybe, how about this one here? See how that goes. We'll use move it just to copy and paste some of this work that's gone on. Where's this? Is this spawn coming? It is. So something like about that ish for the, I might have to move that spawn. That spawn's pretty naff where it is there. Let me get rid of you, move that to maybe more central. How about there? And I don't really think the depth of it matters that much because it's going to be filling for eternity. Right, so that then gives me the water pouring into this. I'm then thinking that motorbike needs to calm down a little bit outside. Bit of lake editing here. Wow. You're not at all impressive, my friend out there. Not at all. Boom, 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 boom. I think then we will bring in the cliff. So maybe something along there. And then a smaller brush. So we can get a little bit of that. That water will creep its way. It's not very contained, but it's, again, going to be doing more work to this as we go. Then we have, I think we'll go with another lake at the bottom of this drop. Try that again. Only this time, not like an idiot, like somebody who's used a map editor before. Well done. And then that will, at some point, exit. If I just do a direct route for now, just for now, it's not pretty. I'm gonna have to find how to do this. Maybe a double waterfall going on here. One coming off here, one coming off there. And something like about that. We'll catch up with the chat in a moment. Just ignore me. Oh, how embarrassing. The king of all thing fantasy is in the room. And I'm doing a fantasy map build. Don't tell Anapu this is a fantasy map. Tell him it's a realistic map and it's based on my hometown, and he will absolutely ignore you for the rest of the stream. Well done. Hopefully he'll ignore me too. Hi Anapu. Yeah, I'll catch up with the actual chat in a moment. I think we'll just boop, that's that way. I mean the smaller brush here. And right, we gonna need a little lake or a collector rather than a lake, I guess. Why did I deselect that? Ooh, spin the camera. Spin the camera. I'm lost. Right. So, is the water creeping its way down? It's slowly creeping its way down. The syrup is syruping. How's about... Haven't really given this much consideration, but I do want it coming from this direction over here. Maybe this then joins up over there. And we'll do something shaped a little bit like that. So we end up with some nice little waterfalls. Some, I think we'll have a little... oh, better than that. Better than that. Don't like that either. Nope, better than that. Oh, man. Actually. So, oh, hello, the sun. Hello, sun. Could have done with that. Oh, do you know what? The weather in the UK this summer has been absolutely rubbish. So bad. We've sent all the sun down to southern Europe where they really don't want it. It's like 40 degrees or 50 degrees in the shade in some parts of Central Europe and Southern Europe. And then here in jolly old Blighty, it's been, I mean, looking outside now, it looks like it's about to rain any minute. It's been awful. Woeful, awful. Actually, that's going to be a problem. No, 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 no to that is what I say. Let's get rid of that. Hang on, the shapes of this is bad. Not liking this at all. We'll catch up with chat. Hi Dan, just seen White Walker appear. Hi Dan. I'll catch up with this in a moment. This is it's not feeling right. It is not feeling right, and thus it's wrong. If it's not right, it's wrong, right? Wrong, right. This is better. This waterfall collector you know what it is because this is so close to this and this is almost implausible, except for it could be plausible if we give it a central divider running up the middle of there like that. Let's give this a little bit of a thing going on there, and also if we do a little bit of a thing coming down here, run the softening tool over each of these. Softening tool here, smaller and softer. That is more plausible. That would then force that down the middle, give it a reason. We will grab a little bit of this, a smaller brush down here, and a little bit like so around there, a little bit, just a little bit of a ridge, gives it a reason to want to exist that way. Still want to lay an island down here for no real reason other than it can look very pretty. Let me grab some height there. Bring brush size right down to about here. And then you get the waterfall. Yeah, I can live with that. That seems more believable than the shape that we had a minute ago. Right, so the water will slowly find its way down here via our new waterfall system. This is shoddy. I don't like this at all, but it's a good placeholder. All about placeholders, getting things roughly in the right places. Hi, chat. Let's have a little look. Do you have any idea if there'll be a map editor in CS2? I don't have any idea, but I'd be very surprised if there isn't. But it'd be a very good way of closing my channel down, wouldn't it? If you don't want BonBon in the background, says Paradox, get rid of your map editor. And thus, my channel dies. Well, it won't die, we'll find other things. Plenty of, I mean, my tutorials, when I do them, are well received, so good. Anyway, Alicat, they have confirmed modding. Yes, correct. So we can presume a map editor and assets from that fact at the low end. Yes, indeed. Yeah. So you will wait for a remake. Yeah, you could remake your map there. I mean, there's almost certainly going to be a map editor. There'll always certainly be a WAT map for Cities Skylines II, so don't worry on that. Some maps you redo in CS2 yourself. Yep, good. So anyway, said hello to Dan. With all these waterfalls, is there room for magic tunnels? Oh, do you know what? There really should be. But I'm probably going to keep the networking really simple on this map. So we've got, I'm thinking, and it shouldn't because it can hurt, but I'm thinking just one network coming in from here, one network coming in from over here somewhere, meeting in the start square area, which is right here. I think that's a good shape for a start square. Plenty of buildable space. Bit interesting. So all these second tiles are interesting. This one's interesting. That one, this one, and this one. So yeah, I'm thinking just simple networks, simple highway coming across. Maybe the big old bridge across here. Everybody loves the big old bridge. And then some majestic intersection here, because I'm thinking a lot of people might be interested in using this for the for an airport. So a big intersection here would be quite cool. Maybe a tunnel under this entrance, and then connect it off to the edge of the map over here between the mountains, which haven't been worked at all on that side of the map yet. Castle. Oh, it's a castle's going on here, probably, says he. I've not actually thought too much about it, and I'm just tinkering at the moment. Like, we were doing some very quick, rough tinkerings with these islands. They're still rubbish, but they are slightly less rubbish than what they originally looked like, which was this. So yeah, plenty of stuff. But at the moment, I am just fixing placeholders and seeing if my waterfall is got enough water in it. Let's speed the simulation up at this point, because otherwise we could be here all day. Here it comes. Here comes the water. I'm not worried about the actual curtains, waterfall curtains, although that one doesn't look too bad there, does it? I'm not worried about that right now. It's just, again, placeholders, get them in there, and then if I have to come and rework the water flow to make it work, then I have to go and do that later. But yes, fantasy maps, so it's allowed to be a little bit ridiculous, and ridiculous is what it's gonna be. Hopefully we'll have this lake, the island in the lake here. Hopefully that will hold up. I might have to tidy it up a little bit, so I'm still not entirely believing that island. It may end up being removed. I like the idea of an island. Alright, sue me. Right, that looks like it's going to fill quite happily, doesn't it? There's plenty of water pouring through there. That'll fill the river and drop down. One other thing I can be doing quite, and we've got some minor floodings going on over here. I'm not that worried about those right now, but these rivers here, I think, need to have a bit of width on them. They're a bit underwhelming. We get the divergence here, and then the river just kind of loses its way. So let's pump up the width of these rivers at this point. Brush size larger. Probably not that large. Okay. Ooh, the fast camera is making control a little bit awkward. Just putting a little bit of width into the... With river arcs, it can be quite pleasing if you make sure that your bends are wider than your straights, and that your straights aren't very straight at all, because rivers don't tend to be straight. So yeah, put a little bit of extra width into your rivers where they are. Oh blimey, I've gone way too wide at that point, but that isn't too bad. I bring this up this way, a bit wider around the outside there, and we can do a bit of extra width around the outside of here. Oh, game lag when I really didn't need it. And how's that? Right. So, and then I want this river less impactful than we have it at the moment. So just narrow that up a bit. We will get a bit of flooding. I'm not worried about it. The river will sort itself out in due course. Oh, blimey. It's okay. That's all right. I think we do widen this up here. Right, so shape-wise, I think that's already looking better. This lake, I'm going to add a bit of depth to it. It's never been deep enough. Again, placeholders. And brush size up a bit. We'll see how that survives once everything settles down. Right, so that's not bad. Not bad. Plenty of interesting stuff. Hi, BonBonB is Flying Man. Hi. Not the best. Yesterday you got disconnected. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. It's normally me that gets disconnected because my streaming, my upload is very unstable. It's very frustrating when you're trying to stream and basically the stream just goes, and you've got a really good, I mean, I've got a really fast upload speed, but stability is really not its strength. Let me I'll give this a cleaner edge. I don't want it to be absolutely perfect, but cleaner edge. Hand-drawn straight line, right? That's what we're getting here. And the same over here. actually coming from this. Oh, I can't get my balance right here. There we go. Try pushing that up slightly. Gives us just a clean, the more professional finish. How's that? Does that? That automatically looks better, doesn't it? Apart from maybe right at the very top here. Won't be streaming very long here, by the way. I've got Cities Skylines 2 o'clock to edit. Recorded it last night with this old gamer. As your advance notice of which of the guests is on cycle this week. Got some great content. We had a real good time. I mean, seriously, we had way too much fun this week. Talking about, yes, about maps, the themes, the new styles of themes and such. So we did all of that. And franchise opportunities was an interesting one as well. So yeah, it was a really good talk. And I'll be out on Saturday, tomorrow, assuming I've done the editing, which is why I can't do this for too long tonight, because I've got quite a lot of work to the visuals to do. So we'll I could upload it as is, almost as a podcast, but YouTube is very visual and will do much better with some good graphics to just entertain while you're watching. There we go. This is a bit. Oops. Try that again. Yeah, those edges look better, look more professional, more clean. I am leaving this bit here. I mean, I might soften it a little bit, so it's because this to me looks a little bit digitized. Not a fan of digitized terrain, so I might soften it a little bit, but I'm still going to have this as just a deliberate imperfection to the map. Deliberate imperfections just make a map feel more believable, right? I think. Yeah, I think. Why are we going on time? Oh, we've got here. Hi random. Hi random's in the home. In the home. In the home. In the house. Excuse me. Oh, pain. Hang on. Pain. It's okay. I twinged a muscle in my back a couple of days ago. I mean, I'm okay as long as I don't breathe or cough or sneeze. Definitely don't want to sneeze at the moment. But yeah, that little cough just sent a shot of pain right up my back. It's great. Well, anyway, where were we? So I catch up with these chats. So yes, got to have some magic tunnels. You're quite right. I'm gonna have to find something from somewhere. I'll make it work. You could always do save games. Who could do save games? I missed something. It's where you leave the chat for a little while. To spawn the network in the center of the map. Yes, of course. I could use the drawing it in from the outside. It might be something I could do. I'll think about it. Whatever I wanted. Yeah, dang right. Round 5. I admire how you can proceed one layer after the other in a linear way. Usually by this time, the section already detailed. and another that's still flatland. Yes. Well, as I explained in the stream day or two ago, City Skylines. Blah, blah, blah. This is the game. St. Catherine's Point. When I made that map, the very first thing I did, the Lighthouse Island, I spent the time getting that perfect. So when I looked at the rest of the map, I could look at the Lighthouse Island and go, the rest of the map just has to look like this. Okay, big map, small island, but it gave me the inspiration to keep going. Whereas with this, I am getting distracted. Like I'm doing, going for a river. I've got half the mountains over this. Mountains over this side are ballpark the right shape. Ballpark. Over this side, they are still the placeholder from where I just cut and chopped the map to get it the right sort of shape. And you can see sort of like from above, I have run over it with the softening tool and that is it. But it is just chunk. So yeah, I'm getting distracted. I'm going from one place to another. So there is that. Okay, what have we got? Do you think straight lines are the best way to go? Do I think straight lines are the best way to go? Depends. Like what we've got here, the center. Let me slow this simulation down. We don't need it on high speed anymore. That's not the simulation speed. This is the simulation speed. There, I should have camera control now. So yeah, the start square and the downtown. This part here, this is city, or is probably going to be city centre. City centre, far more likely to be canals. Canals, far more likely to be straight. So straightish. Yes, I could use keys. I know I could use keys, but I know there's a lot of people that don't like them, especially when you're going to be playing building vanilla. This is a 100% vanilla map, apart from the theme. So if you're playing 100% vanilla, you don't really want a network in the way. So I'm going to actually not place keys down for harbours. I might use them for and some other levels of detailing, maybe. But here, I'm not going to bother. So straight lines because of the canals. This definitely feels like a city centre lake kind of thing. So you could do something around here. I mean, people are going to have their own ideas. And then once you get away from the city centre, the rivers become, I'm going to say more natural. Yes, fantastical. But more natural feeling with the bends and the little lakes and the little pools dotted around. So yeah, straight, but only because city centre. And then it just inspires somebody to go big here. And then when you get out into the outer layers, you've got the tiered building over here, where you're going to be building at elevations, but it's all going to be flat. And over this way, where you've got more of maybe a big harbour going on this area, maybe an airport in this area, probably industrial. I mean, yeah. I'm really liking the way I doodled this without any notes. And I'm really liking the way that it came out. There'll still be some edits and changes as I go. For example, I might go, I don't like this down here, I want this flat. Maybe. So there's still stuff I'd probably do as I'm going. But I'm quite happy with it. What theme is that? You don't really like it? Well, tough. Because I do. And we went through a whole bunch. Me and 4 people who were watching a live stream a couple of days back. Because I was originally... Where are we? Find the game. There's the game. Right. Excuse me. We are using... I did click on that, didn't I? There we go. We are using Inder by Crypto Russ. Now, what I like about Inder is, first of all, the blue is very blue for the rivers. The cliff textures seem pretty neat, very realistic, very rough, very cliffy, right? The transition, quite nice as well. Sirens to the BonBon Bingo players. It's a police car. So all of that feels good. Then the waterfalls, because that's going to be quite important. Let's find a waterfall. Here's one over here. Maybe a smaller one. There we go. And I'm just liking the way that there's enough visibility through this. It's not a blank wall of blue, but it's also not so pathetic that you can't see there's any water there at all. So I'm liking all of that. All the things that I was looking for from the map. Add into that the resources colours with Ender are, I mean, they're strong. Okay, they're usable. So I'm really happy about that. When I started, my first choice was, where are you? There we go. Horski Primisk. Sorry, anybody from Poland. It was this one. So that's what I started with. And again, what I like about this, the cliff textures are quite distinctive. There's no real repeating patterns going on, so I kind of like that. The waterfalls again, is that a good one to go to? Yeah, the water, the way that works with the waterfalls looks pretty nice, so I'm pretty good with that as well. The problem with this one though was with the textures. The sand is very gravelly, and I think I would like to have a sandy beach or two, so it would be a very gravelly type of beach. The ore, I think it was the ore. The ore is okay. The ore stands out. Oil is barely noticeable, and honestly, fertile, you wouldn't know. Let me show you fertile down here. So fertile, let's get a, oh, hang on, I didn't mean to do, hang on, what am I doing here? Anybody know? Brush size, here we go. So there you go. That there, let's brush strength right the way up. That there is fertile. And it's basically no use to anybody, right? If we switch this over to anything, albedo, there we go. You can see fertile land very clearly. Horski Primisk, can't see it at all. If I scroll up to Inder, and we went through all of these one by one by one. So Bronze European, Larimer Tropical, Canada Summer, and we went through all of them one by one by one, and we got to Inder and we basically went, whoa, that's the one, right? So for me, I'm really happy with Inder. The resources are vibrant without being insipid. We've got this one as well. Again, it's just different enough that it can be used. And the sand as well. The sand is fairly bright. And I think we can probably use that, especially underwater. We can make some of the underwaters work really well with that. Doesn't work for snow though. I've tried, in case you think it's snow. It is dark, but that's where you have relight. You go in the relight, you can tweak your light settings. Relight, options, lighting. There we go. I'll push it right the way up for you. For people that are moaning it's too dark, there you go. It's bright now. Leave me alone. Okay, so hi, lights can't stay. Bye, have fun. Cheers, Dan. Another Dan. The way the two rivers merge is a bit weird. It looks like a 1 + 1 = 3. Which two rivers? Which two rivers? Is it this one? 3 + 1. I'm looking around. What's this? The sorry, Flying Man. Maybe neutral and letting the player make the channels. Well, of course. It's okay if only you don't breathe. You're yes. I try not to breathe. Which rivers? It can't be this one. I'm okay with this. This has actually had a lot of work on it. Still not perfect, but this was horrible a couple of days ago. This one is, I mean, needs work, but I'm happy with the route. Fallopian lakes need working. I get that, definitely. Over here, this is the bottom of the waterfall sections. We do have a little bit of flooding to deal with, but that's not a huge problem. Everything's roughly in the right place, so that's easy dealt with. So the waterfall's coming down there. The river merge here is... I'm not really a big fan of this one at the moment. So I imagine that this... basically you've got to connect this and this to this in a way that doesn't look as crappy as this, right? Yeah, I get you on that one. That don't look great. These rivers here have just been widened and they look much better for it. This, I think, needs to feel more like a lake. Do you know what? I think this needs to open into a lake here, and then for this river to merge in with it further down. So yeah, this is a bit awkward. This is a bit awkward even now. I mean, the two main ones just before the sea. This one here. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, I see what you mean. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. Oh, didn't want to quite go that wide. Let's get rid of the theme mixer menu, please. How about... doing something like that. Oh, this needs to be a bit straighter as well, doesn't it? Again, hand drawn rather than... How does that feel? This needs widening as well. It's not a big problem. Right. Yeah, that's probably going to, once the water's filled in, which we can do pretty quick with the touch of the magic slider, off she goes. And back down again. Is that looking any better? Other than obviously with some sort of... Is that water hasn't settled down? Yeah, it's just the water needs to settle. It will sort itself out after a bit of flooding, no doubt. Now it feels like a 0.95 plus a 2.1. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, right, where were we? I'm going to do about another 10 minutes or so, I think. I say 10 minutes, I'll end up as half an hour. I'm going to fix this. This I don't like. I'm going to stop simulation. And I'm going to literally erase everything that we see here. And we will think how this is going to work up from the waterfall. Smaller brush. Slightly larger brush. Right. Could we actually not like that? Don't want it bending in quite so soon, but if we could, because that was very symmetrical, that was going in at a 90 degree, and I'm thinking this could be a lot more interesting. How's it looking from this angle? That's very straight as well, isn't it? No, screw that. Don't like that either. Let's get rid of the river here as well. Then we'll bring the river in. Oh, goodness me. No, you don't want to see what I can see, people. It's fine. It's not really weather for a skirt like that. Let's just say that. UK summer is not been skirt weather. Especially not for me with my legs. Right. So that kind of shape. Meaning then that this, again, we'll give it a little pull to Welling. And a little pull there. Hard to see with the water there. Let me just rethink this slightly. I think we just come straight off this way actually. Right, so start simulation again. Oh, don't start simulation yet. I haven't finished the river. Finish the river first, BonBon. Alright, okay, I'm on it. How's about something like that shape? That's better, isn't it? Please tell me that's better. This isn't quite good. Take the edge out of that slightly. Right, how's... Okay, simulation's back up and running. Simulation speed. Fill up everything if you can. Thank you, game. Your water will find a level. Chat, chat, chat. Make 2 waterfalls coming to the river. You have to go around them. No worries. Thanks for popping by. Always good to have you and your feedback. Mostly. Yeah, that river is gonna sort itself out. Got a little bit of flooding here. That is it finding its way back into the rivers? I think it is. That looks like it's flowing back in there. So it looks like this is going to sort itself out. This is evaporating and just dribbling away. So that will hopefully sort itself out. This, however, is not... Oh. Let me just do that. Just for now. Just to maintain and contain it. Just for now. And then hopefully all of this will, without a spawn, should disappear. You need to make a small hill inside the horseshoe to justify it. What, here? Oh, hang on, no, sorry. It is. You mean in here? Possibly. We'll see if this is gonna. Is this perma flooding? It does look like it's perma flooding, doesn't it? Let me. Or we could actually. There's something else we can do here. More sim. Little tap. Little select. Little fill. Smaller brush. There we go. And then around and back up. Right, that should absorb a little bit of that water. With any luck. That is going to evaporate. That is all staying in maybe a small hill, very small, something like this. In fact, we can do that now because that's not anything that's going to take very long to do. And then we'll put some foliage on it. So yeah, I agree with you. Also possibly here. Oh, not that high though. Not that high. That would be stupid. Not there either. Come on. We'll do a little detailing going on there. I'm good with most of that. Shape is definitely coming together very nicely. These lakes are bugging me. I need to. No, I don't need to. I want to deal with this. It's much more natural. Yeah, thank you. Now, pause the sim. Spawn points. Just going to take them away for the moment. This is about the last part of the water network that I just were placeholders, and it just doesn't feel right how I've got it. Oh god, hang on. Simulation. I can suppose, hang on, we can slow that down now because we haven't even got the simulation running. There we go. Right, so let's fill this in. Now, how would I like this area to be perceived and played? Good question. Very, very good question. No, it's clearly some kind of lake. Clearly some kind of lake. And this river's going to have its shape reshaped. Oh, that last bit. Hang on. Something like that. And this. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I mean, I don't love it, but I don't hate it. There, we'll even pop one over here, give the water balance, bit of feng shui, City Skylines feng shui. Oh, there's an opportunity they've missed, isn't it? That's probably too big. Probably too big. But let's get the fill done. See what it looks like when it's actually filled. I still want these areas to be buildable, you see. I want to look at this tile here and go, oh yeah, I could build whatever's here. I'm inclined to reclaim a little bit of this area. Maybe we'll do that now. That's a bit too much. Or is it? It is. It is just a wee bit too much. You go away there, smaller brush. Like that. This island here wants to go. Doesn't really feel part of the natural course of events, does it? I am actually tempted though by the idea of something like this. I'm thinking this is going to be fairly wetlandy anyway, so I don't really mind that it's going to be a little bit more water in this area than probably should be. How about that? Right, I'm thinking once the simulation settles down, it just leaves me with this horror. This river. The problem with this river is, I mean, this whole thing actually, now it's settling down, still is horrible. That is still horrible. Please tell me that's horrible. I don't like that at all. I don't like the way here it's merging in with the river here. Don't really want it dropping down to this area because city centre, we've already used up a lot of the water networking here. I don't really want it encroaching anymore. I think it has to connect in here. We'll put a natural curve in here. Natural curve. From here, slightly larger brush. From here to here. Fill this in. There we are. Well, that is better shape wise. Top part of this river here still doesn't feel right. There we are. This lake is horrible. Just horrible. I mean, I hate it more than I had before. Let's come over here, fix some of this flooding. Right. 2 birds, 1 stone. Let's get on, do some stuff. Okay, what have we got in terms of terrain? It's not really flooding, is it? It's just a big, old, ugly lake. Like that. Then this is flooding a little bit. Could be a lot worse. Brush size down. Bit of flooding here. A bit of flooding down the middle. Ooh. Not quite that much. That's contained there. A little bit of leakage going on along here. And here. Oh, that's way more than I really thought, but also I wasn't sure about the island there at all. We'll take the island out. We'll do a little bit of tinkering here. We'll do some softening to this straight away because it was so awful. I couldn't sleep if I left that like that. Oh, we've got some serious slushing going on here. Right, that'll do for now. Oh, still not quite there. There we are. That should. Yeah, it's convoluted. It's meant to be convoluted. It's a fantasy map. So I hate that. There. This is better. Still not great, but it's better. This I hate. I just hate. But I'm going to stop the stream because I have got some serious editing to do on tomorrow's show. So what we got here? Hi Fishy. You like it? Oh good, thank you, appreciate it. Need terrain features to justify the waterways. Yes, again, this is very early though. This is very early in terms of the build. It's get the river placeholders in, so I get the shapes that I like in, and then we'll detail it to kind of justify things. Like I was explaining this to somebody in earlier part of the stream, and I popped down. It's the only bit of detailing I've done is this one rock. Just sort of justifies the split here. Because the rock doesn't erode, it just splits the river, bush, and the river comes back together over here. And again, I don't really like this at the moment, but it could be a lot worse, and I can live with that for now. But yes, that's going to do for now, I think. Let me slow the simulation down, otherwise my head's going to implode. Zoom. There we go. So yes, slowly coming together. The waterways are always a major issue. That has to change. Don't like it at all. I might go kind of understatement small lake or something instead of a feature lake. So I think part of the problem here in terms of we've got feature lake, all this area here, whereas over here it's scrambly spaghetti. So yeah, I think this needs to be less. Much less. Much less, right? I think. Actually, while I'm here. Could it? Ooh. Do you know what? It absolutely could. It absolutely picking well could. Bear with me a second. I know I'm supposed to be ending the stream here. I haven't quite gone yet. Thanks for the show and all that, but I haven't quite gone yet. Right. All of this can fill in. All of this for the moment can fill in. This will make a lot more sense, you know. Comes off of here. Grab this in here. There we go. That's all right, isn't it? I think that can absorb for that. And then big brush. Big brush. Fill this all in because it's frankly horrible. And then down here, smaller brush. We want to connect up. What's the sim? Didn't like the end to that, but that I think is going to be better for the overall shape of the map. Spaghetti, a couple of lakes here and here, losing that as a spawn and using the waterfall here instead of this convoluted loop back on itself, using a split here. I think that might work. Right, so anyway, yes, thanks for the show. I'm learning a lot. Bless you. Bless you. Yes, just go with whatever makes sense and don't worry if it takes long, because map making is a long process. You won't get anywhere by rushing things. Just little nudges here and there. Let me throw the simulation speed up again so all this water will disappear faster, and then hopefully this river will fill in. I'm not best happy with the river, especially this last part here, but changing the route of the river isn't exactly the world's biggest problem, is it? So yeah, that water's going to slush around a bit and find its way, get into the river networks, and it will disappear. But yeah, that will do. I'm going to save, call it a night, and then get on and do my editing for Cities Skylines 2 o'clock for Saturday. But thanks, Flying Man. Really good to be of help to somebody. Alley Cat, this map will turn into something. It will. Yes, I know Ali's gone. Well, I assume Ali's gone. This map will be something. If nothing else, it will be something. It'll probably be the top performing map of the week when it's released. Frankly, because there's not really much to go against it. But yeah, it'll be fun. I'm enjoying it. I do like the map editor. I haven't made enough in the last couple of years. About time I got around to doing it. But anyway, yes, been good. I'm going to go and do some proper work. I've had a lot of fun. I don't have an outro, so I'm just going to say all the usual stuff. You have hit the like button, haven't you? Just checking. Clearly you have. I've been BonBonB. You've been very, very welcome. I'll see you again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.